Hello, I am Luke Hamnett and welcome to my podcast where on every episode we are going to live, laugh and Luke. I'm going to be joined by the Queen of Huns, my mother, Janet Hamnett, for questions, confessions and a whole lot of lols.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
We like to spice things up as well, so we'll invite my mum to touch my balls. I can't believe I just said that. No, it's not what you're thinking. It's my lovely tombola full of stories and confessions. So, let's get ready to live, laugh and Luke. Hello, Mum. You okay?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. I love your hair, by the way.
I know I've had it done.
Have you? I thought you just washed it.
Well, I have washed it, but
Yeah.
I've had some highlights put in.
It's nice, that.
Yeah, and the sun's brightened it up a bit as well.
Are you this kind of person that you just don't want to go grey?
Well, no, because my hair doesn't go grey. It looks a
you're
bit
ginger.
blondie. I have highlights in it, so I'm a strawberry blonde.
What a load of shit.
Sounds
You're
like-
ginger, love, through and
It's
through.
strawberry blonde.
You are not strawberry blonde.
Well, anyway, do you want yours doing?
No, listen, Mum, it's actually quite embarrassing because you know how often I have my hair done?
You normally have your hair once a week.
Yeah.
I've never
I
known it.
haven't had time to shit for the past 2 weeks. I have been non-stop.
Same for your hair. It looks shit. No, it doesn't.
You're horrible, you are. I don't think I want to continue this podcast with you.
Actually, it looks all right.
Thank you.
You normally have it brushed back a bit. I quite like it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
No, I do, honestly.
No, I hate it, Mum. I like it shaved, like here.
It is
This
shaved.
is actually quite abysmal for me.
I think if you put some gel in that, slick it back.
Gel?
Well, whatever you put in it.
14 going to a school disco.
Bit of hair lacquer, anything.
Hair lacquer, Jesus Christ. Right, let's crack on with it.
Oh, right, okay.
So this episode, I would say, is quite a special episode. I think especially around like pride, people coming out, and there's a time for queer acceptance. And I think more than anything, it's important to have a podcast like this. So if anyone is particularly struggling, they can listen to this and know that they're not alone.
Yeah, exactly, because you felt like that when you were younger, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. And I think the probably best thing to do is probably get straight into it and talk about my coming out story.
Yeah.
And I know already, I could tell by your face that
It wasn't very nice.
It wasn't. It was quite an anxious time.
For you, it was. Well, it was for all of us, actually. All as a family, to be fair.
I think I'm probably going to have to take it back to like when I was probably about 16 and I felt like
I could take it back further than that.
you could probably coming out your womb with a pointed toe. That's how gay I was. No, I can remember, I think I was 16. I can remember when I brought a girl back, and I brought her back, and I can remember like we were in the bedroom and stuff, we got into it. Like I'm no like
How old were you? 16?
16. Mum, it's legal. You can have sex at 16.
I wouldn't let anybody in your bedroom at 16, I'm sure.
No,
You
it
must have snuck
happened.
in.
It happened. So I can remember being 16 and I can remember being involved, and I can remember thinking, this is so great. This is so direct, and I do apologise, Mum, with your ears.
Really?
I can remember saying, why is my dick not hard? No.
Oh my God.
I can remember thinking to myself, why am I not feeling how everyone's feeling about females? Because I do appreciate females. Like
Yeah,
I
you've
love
got a lot of girlfriends.
Yeah, I've got a lot of girlfriends. I appreciate females. Like me and you were really close.
Yeah, we
like,
are.
but I can remember just being there and I just thinking, I'm not normal.
I thought that when you were way younger than that.
Right,
Honestly, you've
I'm
never
not
been
normal.
normal. Well, you're normal, but...
I've just snotted everywhere.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. So you're saying I wasn't normal from a long time?
No, you were normal. You were normal to me anyway, but
different.
I just I knew there was something.
Yeah.
I actually thought you were gay, but...
Did you?
Yeah, but you would never, when we asked, you never said. You're quite effeminate.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
we
yeah.
kept asking.
I was quite feminine, but I would also say it was hard in a sense, and you would agree with this, being from an area in Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah, it's all old school, isn't it? Like
Yeah, you were...
parents and
The
that,
parents
and
are all-
grandparents is the word.
Yeah,
you know.
there was phrases and things that people say that like would say, for example, shirt lifter,
That's one of them.
faggot, queer, gay boy.
Yeah.
Like these are the stuff that people would
The
say.
older generation
The older
would say.
generation would
Yeah.
say that would
It's more acceptable now, isn't it?
Yeah, but it would hurt you in a sense. So you go, wow, they're saying stuff that's derogatory towards me, which means I can never come out.
Yeah, I know. I can understand that.
Yeah. And I think I struggled with my sexuality for years.
We definitely seen it, me and your dad, that you did, but I knew from the get-go that you were gay from when you were tiny.
Yeah.
Your dad didn't want to sort of believe it, and
Yeah.
you know, but it's like, say, he's old school and that.
I think it's sometimes a bit harder for men in a sense.
It is.
Because because my dad is very macho, football, everything orientated, whereas I was very Spice Girls, like dancing, and I just think
you and your sister were totally opposite. She was into football, and you were into dancing.
And she's not a lesser.
No, I know. She just likes the football.
Yeah, like it was just completely. It was just wild. But I can just remember the whole of my teens I struggled, and I think I struggled a lot because one, the bullying,
the school life, I think, was the
worst.
Yeah, I've only found that out after.
And primary,
when you did come out.
Yeah.
And I found out that after the bullying you'd gone through, I actually could cry about it now, because I wish you'd have told us sooner and we could have protected it a bit more.
I think it's
the
hard.
Things you've been through when you were young, it was horrendous.
It was bad.
And I bet you haven't told me half of it.
No, but
I didn't think you would.
I don't. The only thing I would say is someone who's being bullied about being who they are is very, very hard.
Bullied, full stop.
Yeah, but it's very hard for them to tell someone, because that bully is manipulating to think, if you tell someone, I'm going to hurt you more.
It was a little bit traumatic, but
it was traumatic the way it came out. And I just want to reiterate to anyone that is listening about coming out. With my coming out story, I told my mum, because I told my mum before anyone, I think, didn't I? Did I tell you and Amy, my sister?
I think you told your cousin first.
Yes, I told my cousin first.
Then you told your sister, and then not long after me.
Yeah, I told you. And I can remember saying to my mum, I don't want to tell Dad because I don't want to disappoint him.
I know, that's awful. And I said he wouldn't. We always knew. But you said, I don't want to tell my dad. And the only reason you were going to... In fact, you didn't want to come out. You just said you were going to go uni.
And live life.
And live life what you wanted to live. And that was up to you, which is fair enough. That's your sexuality. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
But like, we weren't there as a protection thing, knowing like when you did come out, you know, what things that had gone on. But your sexuality is your business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It come out how it come out, and it was a good thing. I just wish you'd have come out and told us, so...
It was,
people weren't talking behind our back and nudging, saying, "Oh, her son's gay," and they don't know it, and you know, and things like that. It was hard on us as well, but obviously definitely harder than you.
I don't want to go into the specifics of why it did come out, but there was a particular incident where there was no choice but to tell my dad, because it was either me tell him or my dad find out a different way.
Yeah.
And I can remember vividly, crystal clear, when we were in the living room.
Yeah.
It was me, you and Amy.
We'd been somewhere.
And my dad said to me,
what the hell's
going on? I'm going to go find out. And I thought to myself, oh my God,
just say it.
If he's going to go and ask, they're going to tell. So I need to tell before he does. And I can just remember looking at you were crying.
Because I knew, and I couldn't tell you, Dad, because you told me not to.
Then I looked at Amy.
But I didn't know very long. It was only about a week before.
And then Amy was crying. I started crying. Yeah. And then my dad was like, what the hell is going on? I just said to him, I just went, basically, Dad, like, I think I said the words, which is really bad now looking back on it. I can remember saying, unfortunately, Dad, I'm gay. And I can remember him leaving the room.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Do you remember coming back in the room with a baseball bat?
Yeah.
He did. And
he was fuming.
He was fuming. He came over to me. My mum stretched in front of me. Sorry, I just touched your boob.
You have.
Sorry. Stretched in front of me. My sister stood in front of me. And I thought my dad was going to hit me. And my dad turned around and said, no person picks on my son for who he is. And he left, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Luckily, he didn't use the baseball bat. He was just very, very angry at the time. But
you didn't find him.
But do you know what, though?
It was a good thing.
It was a really good thing. He didn't find him.
It wasn't the nicest way to come out, was it?
Do you know what, though? I've said this to you before and I've said this to you 100 times. I am so thankful for that moment because I would never have had the balls to come out.
At the time it wasn't, was it? But
because I was 18, I was still struggling. I'd just come on the other side of bullying. I didn't have the balls to do it. And then suddenly I was in a position to go, do you know what?
You're going to have to do
I'm going to have to do it. And it was the best thing I ever did because I felt my whole life have just gone, woof, straight off.
Even ours as well, because we were stressed out and we were thinking, people were saying, is your son gay? And we say, no, he said he is. And I said, well, no, we ask him on a daily, well, not daily basis, but we ask him quite a lot.
A few times,
I mentioned it a few, you gay? Look, tell me, like, and you kept saying no, so what can you do when somebody says no?
It's hard in a situation like that.
I thought you'd be able to tell me, but
I know.
You felt comfortable in telling your cousin.
I felt comfortable telling you and Amy and my cousin, but
was it just your dad?
It was just my dad, and I felt like it was the people he was around, and I felt like they were gonna
the older generation,
take the mick out of him and stuff like that. And obviously Nan, I didn't want to disappoint Nan and all that lot, but Nan,
everybody was fine.
I know, but
everybody was fine about it.
But it's easier said than done.
Yeah, definitely.
It is easier said than done. But all I'm gonna say is people's stories are very different. It was the best thing that happened for me because it made me be my true self. Everyone's coming out stories very different. Some people
I think it's a lot easier now as well, isn't it, to come out? Do you think so?
I don't know, because I feel like people are still struggle to come out because there's still places in the world where it's illegal to be gay.
Well, yeah.
But I do feel like it's a lot better when it comes to education and a lot better when it comes to teachers, and they know more about stuff and they're educated on it, so they know if there's any bullying, they can help control it. Whereas when I was in high school in like 2009, that was like...
I can remember when we were going around the co-op once and somebody shouted out the window, gay boy, like that. And I thought, we were just walking down, we weren't doing anything. Somebody just wound the window down and shouted gay boy. I mean, how did they know you were gay? It's not as if you walk funny, is it?
It's not fucking obvious, Jan, isn't it?
Like, when I look at you, just look at it as normal.
Oh, but people do look at me and look at me.
No, I know I'm saying that, but I wouldn't say you're walking around with your hand like, I wouldn't know. Why would that bloke just open the window and shout gay boy out the window?
Why do people say anything? Why do people say anything to put someone down? I really don't get it.
Oh, that's true.
But the message of the story is like, if you ever are feeling in a situation where you feel like there's, I don't know, you want to tell somebody. Talk to someone.
Someone close, if it's not your mum and dad.
That's the best thing you can do, because even telling you when I couldn't tell my dad because I was scared, it helped me a bit because...
And what did your dad do?
He was fine with it.
Exactly.
And also, just to point out that me and my dad are the closest we've ever been since I come out.
Oh my God, yeah, because you used to, well, not fight like, argue.
No, we didn't get on, did we?
No, you never got on.
Until I was 18, like, me and my dad used to butt heads. We were like arguing.
And then it was a teenage thing.
Yeah, like rebellion. But like, as soon as I come out as gay, my dad was like...
Oh my God, he's your biggest one.
He's my biggest cheerleader in life. He's just like, Luke, you're doing amazing.
He's loving it.
You're doing that. I don't know, I feel like we're just some therapy, Jan, to be honest.
I do sometimes.
I think it's time to touch my balls. So in the touch my balls section... This section that we have balls in there with notes attached to it. This tombola is all around pride. So everything in here, Mum, is about confessions, whether it be pride or about me or confessions from yourself in regards to the queer community. Right. So let's give it a spin.
Okay.
We've got one.
Go on.
You do this one. Put your glasses on, love.
Right.
You look like Deirdre Barlow today.
You always say that. Or Anne Robinson. Well, this feels like a big one. Oh.
Jesus.
Hold on. I've just come out as a lesbian. I don't really have any gay mates. How do I find friends and build relationships in the community?
That's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
Do you know what, though, I found? But like when I was obviously bullied a bit, what I found is I had quite a lot of online mates.
I know what I wanted to ask you. Was there any other gay people in your school?
Yeah.
And you knew straight away they were gay?
Yeah, and they came out and they got bullied.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you never come out and you got bullied anyway, so...
No, but also I thought to myself, they're getting bullied.
Keep it to yourself.
I thought, sod that, I'm not getting bullied. I've just come out as a lesbian, don't really have any gay mates. How do I find friends and build relationships in the community? When it comes to finding your community, it's all about like growth. Like if you're in college or if you're in university, people have more acceptance now. I think, like you were saying, Mum, before, the stigma is slightly decreasing, I would say. I mean, we have been set back a bit by Keir Starmer, but you know.
Let's not go political.
Yeah, but it doesn't help the LGBTQ plus community.
I know.
What I would say is it's all about trying to find your people. And sometimes, like, it's not always about having gay mates or lesbian mates or trans mates, which is understandable. It's all about, it's just about having people that accept you for you, regardless of what gender or race or...
Your straight mates were fine with you when you come out.
Yeah.
Did they know that you were gay?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't tell them straight away,
Well,
did
you
you?
don't have to, Mum.
Well, you didn't have to tell me, but I knew.
Yeah.
You just said no when I asked.
What I would say is I've had the same group of mates since college, haven't I? Or university.
Good group of friends.
Really good group of friends. We're really tight. And it's all about finding your people and staying with them. If you find someone that's a true person who loves you for you, has your back no matter what, then stay with that person.
And you for them, whether they're straight or gay.
100%.
It's just about the friendship. It's not about being gay or whatever. You've got one another's backs.
That's exactly right. And I feel like the older you get as well also helps because you sniff out bullshit with people.
Sniff out bullshit.
Don't you think, though?
Yeah, I think your friends get smaller, don't they, for some reason? Because, you know, yeah.
Hope that's helped, by the way. We are going to go on to the laugh section. So we all need a laugh in the life, Mum. So it's time for a laugh. So, Mum, me coming out or me being gay, have you got any funny stories of me when I was younger where you were like, Jesus, he's a homo?
I have.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
What?
Are you going to say the nursery thing?
I was.
Go on. Explain the story.
I used to take your playgroup.
You did? Nursery.
Monday and Wednesday, I think it was, 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
When I used to go and pick you up, you were always in the dressing up box. There was like a pink, and I'm not kidding, like a little silk nightie, a little negligee thing, a little thing. And I used to pick you up in that, and you would used to scream and cry because you couldn't come home and eat. Many a time I've walked through the village with you in that, and people look at me. How can you let him walk through with a pink dress on, like a pink nightie? Honest to God, going in the shops on the way home for some sweets and you're in a pink nightie. I knew from when you were young, I think you were about 2.5.
Did you?
Honestly, because that's when I used to take you, 2.5, 3. And I thought that pink dress was pink nightie was an indicator of what's to come.
I also remember being very, very young.
Yeah.
Putting on shows.
Always.
Yeah.
Dragging your sister and putting on a show. It's always a dance show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah, you, Jessica and Amy were always putting on shows and dressing up, and it was mainly around the Spice Girl thing.
It was.
Because you love the Spice Girls.
Fucking love the Spice Girls.
Even now, especially Baby Spice.
100%.
So, yeah, it was always more or less of a dance show, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because you like dancing. And
I can remember, like, I used to just perform it, and then my dad was trying to watch football. When I had the pink nightie on, she used to be like, oh, bless him. Didn't you?
I did, yeah, but it was no fun walking you through the streets.
It's because people were just looking at you.
Yeah,
it was. Right, okay. But I used to, even when I was at home, I used to keep it on.
Oh.
And my mum used to just be like, I'll just leave it.
I used to have to wash it and take it back the next time I was there. I don't know where that went, actually. I don't know whether they lost it.
Probably fucking buried it somewhere.
No, I didn't. It just disappeared.
Yeah, disappeared.
But, no, not by me. I think it might have been...
I love that nightie. Bring back that nightie.
Yeah, walking through the village with it. The only gay in the village comes to mind.
I cannot.
No, I don't think you were the only gay. The only one I knew at the time anyway, but there you go.
Jesus Christ. This is my mother, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry.
Can you remember?
The tingle, does that ring? Is that the one?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, no.
Say it.
No, don't even say... No, don't name it, Luke.
No.
Is it the caravan one?
No.
I thought it was in the caravan.
No. I can remember when people used to... Remember on telly?
Yeah, when somebody on telly was kissing and
it was like two boys
kissing, and I can remember you saying, oh, that's made my willy tingle. So I knew then that was another indicator, and I thought, oh...
I didn't even know how that happened. I was about 3. I used to go, Mom.
3, yeah. So, yeah, I did know pretty
I used to get naked quite a lot, you know, when I was younger.
But I thought it was the thing growing up, you know.
I used to get naked quite a lot when I was younger. Remember when I used to be outside and you used to go, Luke, you need to put your willy away because the birds are going to peck it off?
Yes. You were always pulling it. Honestly. It's just it must run in the family because I know somebody else used to pull theirs.
We won't go there. We'll move on.
But they're not gay. I'm just saying.
Okay, Mum, so let's go on to touch my balls again.
I don't know whether I want to after pulling willies and tingling. I don't know.
Give it a good spin.
There we go. I like opening these and then you can answer them.
Okay.
I used to date a guy and he was straight and he used to hide me behind the sofa.
Oh, fuck, that's me.
Is it you?
That's me.
Look, please don't swear.
Sorry.
You swear a lot, you do.
Right, so this is a true story. So, I remember I was with my best friend.
Straight guy?
Yeah, my best friend Daz, and I matched with this guy, and he was...
What do you mean matched?
On like Tinder.
Oh, right, okay.
So we went to his house and we were dating for a bit and he was quite fit, to be fair. Like, he was quite... And you know what I'm like? I love, like, a manly man.
Yeah.
Like, my boyfriend's quite manly.
I think so. Oh. He likes cooking a lot.
How does
And
cooking...
cleaning.
How does cooking make
It's more
you effeminate?
womanly things, isn't it?
No, Mum. No, it is
Man, I
not.
wouldn't say you were manly either.
Mum, who does all the cooking and cleaning in your house?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, like, he does.
Right.
Anyway, so
yeah,
back to what we were saying. I like manly men, like my boyfriend.
Okay.
Basically, what happened? I can remember matching him on Nab. We went back to his and we were like doing stuff and whatnot. And I can remember we were chilling on the sofa and his door went.
What did he say?
Chilling on the sofa.
I thought you said chinning or something. Then what the hell's this? Is
so
another
glad you
gay
said-
person or something?
I thought you said, I'm so glad you said chinning
Yeah.
rather than,
Because you asked me a question once about gay things, and I had to guess what they were.
yeah.
So I thought chinning was another one. Sorry, I've
No, chinning
got
is
you off
nothing
the
to
subject.
do with anything.
Right, go on.
So we were chilling on the sofa and he had a knock at the door and he went, can you just do me a favour? And I was like, yeah. He was like, can you just hide behind the sofa?
You
and I
never
went,
did.
what? And then he went, yeah, can you just hide behind the sofa, please? I went, are you taking a piss? And
He was at the door?
I can remember hiding behind the sofa for 25 fucking minutes,
You're
right?
joking.
While he was having a conversation with these two girls that moved next door. And this was the epiphany for me when I was behind the sofa. I went, what the fuck am I doing?
Hiding behind the settee.
Because he wasn't out.
Were the girls in the house at the time?
They were like
Just at the
hovering
door.
and he was like an open plan room.
Oh, so he was trying to get him out the door.
And I basically was sat there and I was just like, are you taking the piss?
You could have just said you were a friend. You can have gay friends.
Mum, at this point, I was 18 and I was
Yeah.
just sat there and
You
I
just went with
I
it.
just went with it.
Yeah.
And then even then, after that, I think I was still like slightly obsessed with him, which is not like me at all to do that. And then 2 weeks later, he like ghosted me. And then after that, I saw he was in a relationship with a girl.
Oh, that's bad, isn't it?
It's bad.
So you think he might be bi then?
Fuck knows what he is, but he's a dickhead. I know that.
Oh dear. Do
Sorry.
you still see him?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Mum.
No, I mean-
saw him yesterday.
No, I mean, like, you know what is he married or things like that?
How do
Oh,
I
right,
know?
fine,
How
fine.
do I know? I
Fine.
don't give a shit about him.
Okay.
If you're listening to this, which you're probably not, you're a prick. As you know, the podcast is called Live, Laugh, Luke, and it wouldn't be right if we didn't do a whole section about me, because it is about me, always.
Shocking.
So I thought this would be a great opportunity to fill you in about, obviously, I'm quite a private person. We know that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really discuss anything about relationships online. I don't talk about family a lot online. So this episode for me is quite like, if it goes out, I'm not sure at this point. I can remember with my current boyfriend, we won't mention his name, Mum. So I can remember, which is a really funny time when...
He's lovely.
He's lovely, isn't he?
Yeah.
When he first met Nan.
In fact, it was one of your uncle's big birthdays, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes.
It was in 2017. I've been with him for like 9 years now. And I can remember...
Why didn't your mum come with us?
Was she ill?
I think she must have
She
been
was in
poorly.
bed or something.
Yeah, she was poorly.
Yeah, she was in bed. And I can remember we all went, the party's not stopping. Let's go back Nan's.
Nan's.
So we all went back Nan's. There's about 15 of us downstairs, put the music blaring. We all had drinks. By the way, guys, this sounds like we hijacked a house, which we kind of did. We kind of did at the time. But
Yeah,
she
but Mum was up for it.
loved it. She loved us all there. So anyway, as we were all there...
We could do that with Mum.
We could, couldn't we? Even
just
like
two.
Christmas Day and everything, yeah. So we were
She'd
all
still
there.
be in bed. We'd be there helping
would.
ourselves,
Yeah.
cooking a breakfast.
Everything. So as we were there, like partying and stuff, next minute, this is the first time that my boyfriend was there. It's really fucking hard not to say his name. Really, we were there and we saw this figure come down the stairs and we're like, oh God. she's
up.
here. We've awoken the dead. She's here. She's come down like this. And as he was sat near me, we opened the door. She opened the door.
It was half a glass door, wasn't it?
It was. She opened the door. Me nan had no pants on, a long nightie. Her tits were down by her knees. And she went, what the hell's going on down here? And we went...
Did she actually say that?
No, she didn't. She said, what? She went, what the fuck's going on down here? And then next minute, we all went, no! Pushed the door, pushed her out, and we were like, put some clothes on because such and such is here.
Yeah.
That was
the
funny.
first time she met him.
That was funny.
That always sticks in his head, doesn't it?
It was, yeah.
It was funny.
It's just, do you know what, though? That was the best, that was, wasn't it?
It was funny, yeah. Then she come down and joined us with the party.
She did. The thing is with me nan, right? She wasn't like a regular nan. She wasn't like a go bed at 10 a.m. and knit and watch.
Oh God, no! She used to be there at 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock in the morning.
iPad.
Yeah, and we're like, we're going. She was like, oh, you're going now?
Yeah, you've only just come.
I was like, no, we've been here 12 hours.
Yes.
She loved it, didn't she?
She loved company.
She did.
If we weren't there in the day, at night time she'd have company because she'd be there. Remember when she was on the iPad? And we said, who's this guy here you keep talking to? She got in touch with somebody from America.
Oh my God, she was talking to him.
Yeah, she was. She said, it's all right. It's a friend of mine. I said, it could be anybody.
He was like 40 years old and he was sending her dirty messages.
Yeah, my mum didn't have a clue.
She did. Bless her. Right, Mum, so let's touch my balls for the final time. I'm really sorry for saying that. It's really disgusting.
It doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right with you saying it, but...
No, when I've got touch them.
Right, so do you want to give it a spin?
There you go.
Fab. So, do you want to open it?
Go on, I'll do the opening. Oh,
Get your glasses on, Deirdre.
I know, I'm terrible at glasses. I've come out to my friends, but not many family. What's the best way to do it? I think if you want to come out to your family, you're going to have that aunt, uncle, cousin, or even just a good friend that you can have a chat to. It's more accepting now. Get and chat and see how,
I do think, I can remember the first person I actually did come out to was a friend at school.
Oh, right.
Yeah. The one that I was really close to all the way through high school.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. And I can remember it was so easy to come out to her because I felt like when you come out to a friend's not like a family because a family is like, you, no matter what your family wears, a friend's like a chosen family. Like you want to be around that person, you want to be around them all the time. Like, don't get me wrong, Mum, I love you to pieces. I love you to pieces, but you do me fucking tits and half the time. Do you know what I mean? But vice versa.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So when you are with a friend, you're with that friend because you want that company. You can tell my best friends know the absolute arse end of everything of me.
I don't know all
the
that
airs, the graces, the shitting myself, the pissing myself, all of this. Like they know everything about me, and they still love you. They still love you no matter what.
Yeah, of course they do.
So the best thing I would say is tell someone that you feel like you're really, really close to, and it doesn't have to be a family member at first. It could be someone that you really, really trust. I'm really close to my cousin, and I'm really close to you.
Yeah.
So it's easier, and Amy, it's easier for you to come out to someone who you know that
it's got your back. Yeah. You know who's got your back in your family, don't you?
Yeah.
So, and it's easy if you can speak to them, even be there if you did come out.
I do honestly say that it does get better once you're out of it.
Definitely did for you.
100%. 100%.
And for us as well.
You feel like the weight has come off the shoulders.
Well, yeah, because I was always in doubt, is he or isn't he? I mean, even though your sexuality is none of my business, I still wanted to know,
like how
I would have known at some point along the line, but at least it come out and it was a weight off our chest.
That was a roller coaster of an episode. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. You can find me wherever you listen to your podcasts. So just before we do say goodbye, I just want to say that anyone that is queer or anyone that is looking for acceptance that are listening, I just want to say that things do get better. I can remember being in periods of my life when I feel like this is hell. Like I don't see a good way out of this at all. And I just want to show you that there is if anything, it really glued me closer a lot more to my family, to my mum, to my friends. It really helped me. And then it really helped and pushed me to a point where I actually turned around and thought, I actually don't give a fuck about anyone's opinion anymore, because what I've been through for the last 16 years of actually hating myself, now you come to start loving yourself. And that's the best way you can be, because then you start being unstoppable. So if anyone is listening to this who feels like there is no way out, there is a way out. Trust and believe. Thank you so much for joining me and Jan on this episode of Live, Laugh, Luke. If you want to get involved with my balls, you can send your questions, confessions and thoughts on Instagram. It's at Live, Laugh, Luke Pod. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow the podcast across all socials and on podcast platforms so you never miss a chance to live, laugh, Luke. So thank you so much for joining me. Bye from me. So goodbye, Mum.
Bye.